In a world already on edge, the unthinkable becomes a stark reality. What if the simmering tensions between Iran and the United States were to ignite into open conflict? What would that look like, and how would the most powerful military in the world respond? Let's imagine a scenario. Iran, feeling increasingly cornered, launches a series of calculated attacks. These wouldn't necessarily be direct assaults on the US mainland, but rather on American interests and personnel in the Middle East. We'd likely see a multi-pronged approach. First, missile and drone strikes. US military bases in Iraq, Syria, Kuwait, Qatar, UAE and Bahrain would be prime targets. Sophisticated ballistic missiles, maybe even swarms of drones, could be used to overwhelm defenses, creating confusion and destruction. Then come the proxy attacks. Iran has an extensive network of regional allies, groups in Yemen, Iraq and Lebanon. These proxies could launch attacks against US allies, disrupt shipping in vital waterways like the Strait of Hormuz, and even engage in sabotage. And there's cyber warfare. Iranian state-sponsored hackers have a track record of targeting critical infrastructure, financial institutions, and government networks. We could see widespread disruptions to utilities, transportation, and communications, impacting not just military operations but our everyday lives. The immediate global repercussions? Severe. Oil prices would skyrocket, potentially triggering a global economic downturn. International calls for de-escalation would be immediate and intense. China and Russia would likely urge restraint while also protecting their own interests. Now, the US response. This would be swift, overwhelming, and devastatingly precise. The United States maintains an unparalleled military presence and technological advantage in the region. Immediate retaliation would come in the form of air and missile strikes. Iranian military installations, command centers, missile sites, and naval assets would be targeted, aiming to degrade Iran's offensive capabilities as quickly as possible. The US Navy would move to secure vital shipping lanes, particularly the Strait of Hormuz, ensuring the free flow of oil and protecting global commerce. In cyberspace, US Cyber Command would launch powerful retaliatory attacks, aiming to cripple Iranian networks and infrastructure, disrupting their ability to coordinate further attacks. Thousands of additional US troops, aircraft, and naval assets would surge into the region, bolstering defenses and preparing for any potential escalation. Large-scale invasions are highly unlikely, but rapid reinforcement would send a clear message of strength. Behind the scenes, intelligence and special operations would ramp up, gathering information, disrupting Iranian networks, and targeting key figures involved in the attacks. The US response would be designed to achieve clear objectives, protect American lives and interests, restore regional stability, and deter further aggression. The full might of the US military, from advanced air power to sophisticated intelligence networks, would be brought to bear. But a prolonged conflict would be economically ruinous for both nations, and for the entire region. The cost in lives and resources would be immense. Iran has shown resilience and a willingness to fight asymmetrically, but the scale and technological superiority of the US military means such a conflict would ultimately be a fight for Iran's survival, with devastating consequences for its infrastructure and military capabilities. The cost of conflict is immeasurable. Diplomacy remains the path forward. This is a hypothetical scenario, born from current tensions. The hope, always, is that diplomacy and de-escalation will prevail, preventing such a devastating conflict from ever becoming a reality. The stakes are simply too high.